everybody. Welcome to the show. It's been a minute. Apologize for that. My teeth feel much better.
Is this just a Thursday show now?
Just a Thursday show. That's all we're doing. Actually, I have a surprise for people.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like there's going to be a show tomorrow as well.
Yep, bonus Friday, just to kind of make up for our little...
Yeah, and I think I've got a pretty cool hookup as well. Henson wanted to come in, which is cool. And it's perfect with the draft in town.
Yeah.
And Drew and I were hanging out last night, and I was like, dude, you should come by. Henson's going to be there. And he's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So I believe Drew's coming in tomorrow as well. So that should be a lot of fun. Normal start time, kind of like this. And so I'm not, barring something unforeseen, both Drew and Henson will be in and talk about the draft and whatever else.
A lot of sports ball talk.
Sports ball, yeah.
Take a back seat, let you guys
I know,
handle
you've
it.
got to be fired up.
I'm so pumped for football.
I'm usually, this is like, for football fans in the middle of the, off season, you look forward to anything like, free agency starts. And, you look forward to the draft is like, they've made it a big event. And having it in Detroit is really cool. There will be 1 million people down there, and literally 1 million people probably. And the whole sports world will converge on Metro Detroit and see how they hold up. It looks great. Looks great on TV so far. I got to say, I'm for whatever reason, I'm very much less interested in this draft than I have been every single other year. And I think what it boils down to is the Lions have sucked every year for so long that they usually are picking in the top 5.
Yeah.
They usually have.
Like, we already did well. We're doing all right. We got a good team.
And we were picking at 31. So it's like by the time the Lions pick at the end of the night, like all the like really big names, like that guy that's like, oh my God, we'll change your franchise. That's what your hopes are hinging on. Those guys are long gone. Yeah. But it does sound like this is going to be an exciting day. There, a lot of the experts, if you will, the reporters, the Peter Schragers of the world, those guys are all saying there's going to be a lot of movement tonight, a lot of trades. And I think the most trades in the first round ever has been 9. And they're saying 10 or more tonight, which means, the Lions could move up if they want something, if they're going after something, or my Niners. But it sounds like the Lions are interested in moving up for some reason. So it's going to be interesting. It's, I haven't thought much about it. I couldn't give a shit less about mock drafts. And Drew was laughing last night. He's like, I'm about ready to be done with mock drafts. And I was like, mock drafts? That's like sitting around with your buddies and guessing the lotto numbers. Like there's no one's ever right. I mean, outside of the very first pick in the draft, nobody knows who's going, who's picking what their rhyme or reason is. And someone put me in my place last year, and I'd give them credit if I could remember, but I was like, oh, this is crazy. I can't believe they drafted so-and-so instead of, because it was like, oh, yeah, so-and-so's still available. That's the big name. That's the guy you want to get. And the Lions didn't do that. And the Lions were 100% right. Yeah. And I was bitching about it, and someone was like, do you really know what the Lions scouting was on this guy versus this guy? Because the fact is you don't watch a full season of every player and know exactly what they do and what they bring. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't. I'm going based on like experts say this guy, and it's like they don't know shit.
Exactly.
They don't know shit.
Well, it's also one of those things, and this what I'm, I just compare everything to video games because what I know regarding sports. Sure. But it's one of those things where like I used to play some competitive shit, some R6 things like that.
Well, I don't know what R6 is.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, right? But it's one of those things where you could have a player on your team who's supposed to be the best thing ever, and he could just totally shit the bed. And he could shit the bed for a while, and then just have one of those matches that changes everything. And that, I feel like sports is the same way, where it's like you can't really predict what these guys are going to do as soon as they get in the league.
You'll never know what these guys are going to do when it comes to the NFL. It's just such a different league. It's speed. Speed is everything. Yeah. And, the college football is fine. It's great. 2% of college football players are going to make it to the NFL. And you never know. You look at the quarterback draft from the other year. Most of those guys that were picked in the top 5 are not even on their teams anymore. They're gone. Yep. Like, this guy's the franchise savior. And it's like, no, he's not.
You'll see him in 20 years working at a Walmart. Just like, I used to be the big shit
insurance
around here. Yep.
Yeah. And, whatever, for whatever reason, whether they go to a shitty franchise or they go, they just don't have that whatever that
maybe he's the best player ever, but his team around him isn't good.
Sucks. And then you never know when you're going to hit a Tom Brady or a Brock Purdy where nobody sees it coming. And it's like, this guy's going to middle maybe for a few years as a backup. And then they turn into, Tom Brady. And he's a 7-time world champ and greatest quarterback ever. And, arguably the greatest football player ever if you really want to talk about it. So it's wild. It's a fun night for those of us nerds that don't have much to get up for, in the off season. It's nice for me to take my mind off this house and everything going on around here in my mouth. That's really sucked. And the other thing that because we didn't do shows earlier in the week, and it wasn't for but a couple reasons. It hurt the more I talked. And that's getting a little better, but they've also put me on some different medications. Yeah. And it's been fucking with my system bad. And it still is. And so I've got an appointment with the hot endocrinologist, I believe Monday. And so I'm going to ask her all about, what's going on, if this is normal. Because for now, I'm just kind of plowing through, and maybe that's the wrong thing. Maybe it's like, you should stop taking those meds. But I'm like, maybe my body will adjust. They said I'm supposed to be on this stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm dealing with. And then there's just a lot going on here still. There's a lot of deliveries, a lot of shit I got to go pick up, across town.
Packages and
all
furniture.
Kinds of shit. Not furniture, but like.
Not yet.
No, I'm not even going to bother with furniture just because I'm leaving.
Fair.
So, but tons of like hinges and lighting and all kinds of little shit. And it comes in, and 5 weeks later it arrives, and so you got to go get that so that these guys can put it all in and blah, blah, blah. And it's just a lot. It's a lot. So lot to do here. Fun night last night, I will say, before we get to the news of the world. Drew and I went and saw Frank Caliendo. And Frank looks great. He's lost some weight. He was funny. It was kind of weird because Drew and I didn't know, but it was like a charity event. Yeah. So it was for to raise money for Oakland County schools, and so they had like this big, it looked like a bunch of stuffed shirts.
Yeah. It was get some money, send it to the school.
Well, it's rich people. You can tell because it was like we were in this like VIP thing where they
fancy.
Where they had dinner and all kinds of hand foods, and of course Drew and I are there in baseball hats. Most people are in suits and shit. We're just
show up the same way.
Yeah, we've always showed up to those things like that. But little mini burgers, and they had heroes and cupcakes and all kinds of shit. And Rick Mahorn was there, famous bad boy Piston, and he went on stage. He was pretty good. Told some stories, and Stoney was there. Talked to him for a while, and Eli Zara was there. Hung out with him a little bit. The Red Wings announcer, not Mickey, but Ken. It's Ken, right? Yeah, he was there. I didn't talk to him, but I've always kind of been turned off by him. Mickey introduced me to him in the booth one day. They were in the old, if you've ever been in the old press box at the Joe, it was an afterthought. They forgot, and they were like, "Oh shit, we forgot to put a press box
somebody
in."
up here from the press.
It's the most narrow piece of shit thing. And anyway, one day it was at the very top and at center ice, and I went up there and was saying hi to Mickey, and Ken was there, and he wouldn't shake my hand because he had a cold or something. I was like, "You pussy."
You just did big time in him. He's just big time in you.
And so ever since that, every time I see him, I'm like, "Oh, the guy that won't shake hands because he had a cold."
Actually,
he was being polite, so okay. I shouldn't bust on him too much, but yeah.
Can you give me a fist bump, dude?
Yeah, right? And it was pre-COVID. This is years ago, so it was like, really? But anyways, it was fun hanging out with them. Drew was, it was great. And Matt Riley was there. If you've never met Matt Riley, that dude is an absolute fucking riot, just a riot. I call him the mayor. I have two mayors in my life, Chris Coe in Arizona. And these are guys that no matter where they are, they know everybody. Yeah. And they're high rollers, big time.
I've heard things about Matt Riley just being that guy.
He's that guy. And go to Vegas with Matt Riley and you'll never, it's like, you won't believe. I mean, he literally had a Rolodex for just Vegas.
Holy shit!
And so anywhere you went, he knew everybody all over town, and like the treatment you get.
Good name to know.
Yeah. Oh, Maddie's a really good one to know. So he was in town, and so him and Matt and Drew and I were hanging out, and Dan, another buddy of theirs, and just had a blast. It was great. And we didn't hang around to say hi to Frank afterwards, which I was texting with Frank actually. And he was like, yeah, I was hoping you and Drew would hang out. We could hang out and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. At those events, I just want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it feels
it's
like
just
you're
kind of the way I am.
I get it.
But I found out that Caliendo lives in Arizona.
Oh, shit.
And so I was like, dude, I'm moving my studio there, this and that. I'll have to. So we'll have Frank in studio.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So he was doing his voices, of course, and all home runs. And I didn't know he did Paul Giamatti, and it's just fucking unbelievable.
I was about to attempt a Paul Giamatti, and I'm like, no, don't do that. I can't do a Paul Giamatti.
No, I've never even tried. And I was trying to think what Paul, because Matt Riley was like, have you heard his Paul Giamatti? I'm like, no, I don't think I have. And he ended up doing it, and I was like, holy shit, that is impressive.
Yeah.
It is really good. His, his Stephen A. Smith is unbelievable, and his Chris Berman, like all these, a lot of sports guys, and I know you don't give a shit about them.
No, but I do know he's famous from going on sports networks and pretending to be the announcers and stuff.
Yeah, and he's great at it. He really is, and he was banging all those out. It was really a fun time and a fun event, and thank you to Matt and Drew for including me. That was really fun. But the cool part too is I went over to Drew's, and then we just hopped in his car and went. And when I got there, they had just finished doing a show, so they did an earlier one, so we could go to that show. And Fellhauer was still there, and he was putting together the show notes and all that bullshit downstairs. So I went down there, and I had the fucking best time hanging out with Mark for a half hour.
That's cool. It's like old times, though.
Oh my God, it was, and it was just really cool. I haven't done that in a long time. I mean, we've been at events together and hung out and stuff.
Just been in his studio with him.
Yeah, and just like bullshitting about life and what's going on in his world and mine and this and that. And it was really cool. So I was like, hey man, I've been talking to Bentley and Brandon about coming in. Why don't you come in too?
Yeah.
And so he's gonna come in too. So we're gonna have the three of them come in here, and we'll just do whatever. We'll talk about the old days. We'll talk about your current show and blah blah blah. So we're going to make that happen before breaking this studio down and going from there.
A few more days left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a few weeks left. So
that's at least 2 more shows.
Yeah. And then I should say, I've been, there's some people that I want to have in here before doing a final show in Detroit.
Yeah.
And one of those people is Drew. And I said, Drew, would you do me the honor of being my final guest?
Yeah, you got to go off on a high note, get the king of Detroit radio in.
And he was like, let's do it. And so I can say definitively that the last guest I have in here before breaking this down and hitting the road and shutting it down for a few weeks to get reset up out west is going to be Mr. Drew Lane.
Hell yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun too. And I don't know if anyone's got questions, or I don't know what people want to hear us talk about. If they want to hear us talk about the
just
Drew and Mike days.
Times. That's what I'm saying. Anytime
old
you ramble
times,
old
or
times,
is it like news stories?
Not even. I feel like a lot of people
see, I do
love
too.
Those old times.
I do too. I think I want to talk more, but Drew kind of does his own thing.
Yeah.
Like, remember, no, you haven't met him yet.
No.
Last time he came over, he brought a stack of stories.
Yeah.
And he like jumped into it. He wanted to do, and I'm like, I'm trying to get him to talk about Cliff Notes Theater and, stuff like that. So I'll have to tell him, not that he'll give a shit what I think. But
I don't know, Drew and I can go off about the Dabbleverse for a while if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, we could do that for sure. Dude, he brought it up last night.
I know.
He loves it.
He's all in. I guess Brandon's going on Point Dabble Point this weekend and stuff like that.
Is
so,
he?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it. I know who Carl is.
Yep.
And Carl's really good, actually. I know some people take issue with him, it looks like, on
usually
certain
people
comments.
Talk shit about.
Yeah, but he actually sounds like a professional broadcaster.
Yeah.
When I've heard him, I'm like, because Drew's really hard. Like, dude, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. You got to, and so I'm like, finally, after months, he was like, have you checked that out yet? I'm like, yeah, I finally did, and it was great. And them going in with, Carl's friends with Anthony.
Yep.
Cumia, and Ant's great, and them pounding on Opie is fucking hilarious
every time.
Yeah, it's and Stuttering John, I'll let Drew keep that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it's one
his
of those
world.
Things too, where you don't want to
cool.
get too far into it, because if you get brought into the whole fold, then you end up you can't get out.
Yeah, yeah, and I know how that is.
It's like a soap opera. That's how I like it. I sit on the outside.
I understand how that works, and to me, it's like, hey, that they've got their thing. I don't need to. Yep. But Drew's really into that, so yeah, you can absolutely talk.
He's always
about
like soap operas and reality shows. It's almost like a reality show in podcast form.
Yeah, it is, and it's cool. Anytime you're stirring shit up, and there's like, hopefully I'm going to do that with Henson tomorrow.
Hell yeah,
stir some shit up a little bit because
I'll bring some carrots and potatoes.
Yeah, there you go. I don't think he'll get in a stew, but fuck, man, he sent me a text. So the short story is, he and Jamie Samuelson were partners on DFN for years and years. And I worked with Jamie later at Riff for a couple of years. And Jamie and I got along because we were both, he's from, I believe he was from like Marin County, believe it or not, Marin County.
Marin?
Yeah. But somewhere out in that Bay Area, Sierra Hills, or I don't remember, but he's a big Giants fan, San Francisco Giants and 49ers fan. So anytime the Niners are doing well or the Giants, Jamie and I would chat and talk and whatnot. And we lost Jamie a couple of years ago, but Jamie was married to what's her name? She's a local broadcaster too. God damn it. Fuck, hold on, I'm looking for his text, so bear with me. And I can't believe I can't remember her fucking name all of a sudden.
I was about to start throwing off names of local broadcasters and get them all wrong. Just throw off the whole show at this point.
Yeah, throw everything off. God damn it. Oh, you know what? He sent me Henson's fucking weird. So anyways, wait, that's not what I want. God damn it.
It's going great.
Yeah, we're doing great. It's been a minute. So.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Christy McDonald. Jesus fucking Christ. Christy McDonald. So anyways, apparently Greg sent her a friend request. It was just like, hey. And she wrote back and was just basically like, fuck off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you were a dick to Jamie and blah, blah, blah. I should read it.
Let's get in the drama.
Yeah, should we start the drama?
Sure.
It's so he's probably going to be pissed, but oh well. Shouldn't have said it to me.
That's what tomorrow's for.
Yeah, we'll get into it more tomorrow.
There you go.
Wow, Greg, how surprised I was to see this friend request. You were such a backstabbing and petty asshole to Jamie for so many years. He was nothing but class about it. He felt sorry for you, and so do I. We're not friends, and we won't be. Best, Christy.
Now, you know that guy ain't shit.
That's kind of fucking...
That was pretty mean.
Yeah, that's
came in hot.
Yeah, and it's been a few years.
I mean, what if he's coming in and be like, "Hey, man, I want to say I was sorry about what I said earlier." Like, he could have totally came in like trying to be nice and smooth things over, and just get hit with that. You must have said something.
So I don't know, but I'm certainly gonna ask him. Like, what the fuck, dude? What'd you do? What'd you say? And there were some people last night, names will remain nameless, but that were like, Greg could, I kind of,
He seems pretty hard in his way sometimes, especially about
Absolutely.
sports.
And, 3G was the programmer there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you've got talent across the time slots, but someone's running the thing. At Riff, it was Doug Podell and Mark Pennington.
Yeah.
And then there were people, Tom above them, at general manager station and stuff. So Greg, as the boss, probably had to make tough decisions. Now, I don't know what would be petty or asshole-ish about it, and especially as partners, it's kind of weird. But, who doesn't love a good little radio drama?
Yeah.
And Christy McDonald, for the record, I don't know her. I've probably met her. I'm sure Jamie would have had her around events. I don't remember. I know she was a news person around here. From everything I understand, she's the sweetest person ever.
So to come in
like that after a few
there.
years, I don't know. Henson's got some explaining to do.
Uh-oh.
But so we'll get in. We'll definitely. I'm sure Drew and I, the two of us, can tag team a little bit. And
sounds good.
Find out what the fuck he was all about. What did he do to poor Jamie? So and Jamie was a really sweet guy too. So, but for the record, everybody I think knows I really enjoy Greg Henson.
Yeah.
He's a fucking solid dude.
Yeah.
We connected over the dogs, and radio. So yeah, it's interesting. So we'll get into that tomorrow with Drew. We do have some news to get to today, and it's funny. Caliendo was all over this last night. So he's doing a Trump impression, and he's got a Biden, and his Biden is more, with the eyes and just kind of fucking clueless, lost guy. But he kept doing the pause.
Yeah.
You know, and I think of Biden like lately, don't. Like, he's such a fucking
that weird squinted face.
Weird, like, he can't really put something powerful together. It's like, just give him one word and see if he can do it. Well, he's famously on this. He's on a teleprompter. That's all he can do. He can't wing it. He can't have a conversation. He needs to know what the questions are going to be in advance. He needs to know who he's calling on. And so they have these. We've gotten screenshots of it, like he's holding a 3x5 card or a 5x7 card with like
shake hands with,
sit down. Exactly. And it's just horribly embarrassing when you're talking about like this powerful leader of the free world, whatever that means. He's supposed to be the guy, and it's like you can just tell he's just a decrepit fucking bag of dust at this point. That's all he is, and everybody on planet Earth knows he's not running shit. He's just, he's just there. He's a placeholder for whatever. And, but yeah, so he keeps having these gaffes. Now, anybody that's worked with a teleprompter gets that there's
go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah. There's shit like that. There's tripping over stuff. Sometimes the teleprompter can go too fast, too slow. It can get hung up. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong, but you can tell someone that's a pro that can deal with that, can wing it, can stall if they need. But Biden is just strictly reading, like, stand here, look straight ahead, and read, and go. Like, but he's so fucking dumb and so out of it that he can literally just read what's on that prompter. He can do nothing more. And so when they put notations in there, like pause for clap break, so they're anticipating that people are going to go, yay, 4 more years. He's supposed to just pause, and they'll have that in parens or something. It won't.
It'll be its own little bar. Hey, pause. For effect.
And he fucking keeps doing this where he reads pause. And you're like, oh my God, dude. I don't know what they need to do. Put it in a different color.
Just take everything off the teleprompter for a second. Give him nothing to read.
Yeah.
That might be your only hope.
He'd probably say blank screen.
The screen's blank. I don't know what to say next.
Yeah. So we have him here. And this is interesting. But Caliendo was doing that all night. He kept going back to, because he just slips in and out of voices effortlessly. But every time he'd end up on Biden, he would go, pause. And that was before I'd even saw the story. Like, I hadn't seen this story yet last night.
It's been all over today, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere today. So, yeah, if you want to hear it, we'll play it for you. He says, imagine we can do for the next 4 years and
increase economic growth. Folks, imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
He is just... Let me hear it one more time.
All right.
What we can do in 4 more years. Pause.
4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
And I know we don't have the video right now because that TV's acting weird, but he's got this confused look on his face.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know what he's reading.
And then he gives that big Joker shit-eating grin. I fucking hate that grin he does.
Yep.
That stupid grin he has. It's always driven me nuts. Like he's putting one over on people. Like, yeah, I'm so smooth. Everybody gets it, right? I'm just the cool guy. No, you're not. You
think he heard the chant, just forgot he said pause?
Huh?
You think he thought the chant probably overtook his pause?
I don't know. The way he laughs, almost like, yeah, you meant to do that. No, you didn't, dipshit.
Yeah.
You did say pause. Of course, for those who didn't see the clip, and only looked at the transcript. So if you're just reading the transcript that they put out, that the White House puts out, they would have not got the impression that he did that because the part of the transcript that says that they put inaudible in parens instead of pause.
Oh, yeah.
Inaudible,
clearly heard pause?
Yeah. So they wanted to pretend that this embarrassment didn't happen. Which clearly it did. Let's hear one last time and see if that was truly inaudible.
Make sure it's inaudible. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
Yeah. I guess that's pretty inaudible.
It was. I didn't hear anything there. You're right.
Yeah.
Now that you think about it twice,
And those people behind him. 4 more years.
Yep.
I don't know what they're paying them to stand there, but have you ever seen a group of people look less disinterested in where they are? everywhere this guy goes. I know he'll probably garner another 90 million votes this year. Obviously, he's the most popular president we've ever had in this country.
The most voted for.
Most voted for, of course. Duh. Don't ever say anything
Especially
about
at
that.
a time where everybody loves old white people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Especially ones with racist histories, backgrounds.
And crime bills that put away a lot of their friends and parents.
Yeah, black and brown people, very much affected by the 96 crime bill. And so everywhere he goes, though, you see Trump in a room and it's just people going crazy.
Yeah.
They want pictures, they want autographs, they want to hug him, they want... and there's mass amounts of people. You could just tell the natural reaction of
Well, I'm not even a Trump fan, and if I saw Trump in a room, I want an autograph and a picture.
Hell
because
yeah.
that dude's a fucking legend.
Dude, I swear to God, if Joe Biden walked in here right now, I wouldn't want a picture with him.
There
I
was a
wouldn't
video,
want a picture with
He
him.
wanted to, Joe Biden went to a fast food restaurant or something
Yeah,
recently.
yeah,
and
yeah.
Nobody even cared. They were just like, yeah,
No.
what do you want, dude?
That's
can I
where I
just
was
take your
going
order?
with this.
Like, you're making my
literally
day
no one
harder.
cared. Like, he walked in and he's just like, eh. And there's a few people not even looking at
No,
him.
nobody
They'd, like,
stood up
look
from their table. They're just like, who the
No.
fuck's this guy?
You would think people would stand up and just like, oh my God, the president of the United States just walked here. Couldn't give a shit less. Place is basically empty, and he walks up to the counter. They're like,
Dude,
What do you-
making
what
my
do you
day
need,
harder.
dude?
Just fucking order and get out.
order and leave.
You got a lot of guys here. I see this is going to be a big order, so let's just get this over
Yeah,
with.
they couldn't have cared less. And I thought it was interesting as hell to see. And then you see, Trump walks into a bodega.
Yeah.
A bodega, and they go fucking nuts for him. But I know, obviously Biden is going to get 100 million votes this time. And so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The Biden administration's former disinformation czar, we had some fun with her back. What was that, 2 years ago or so, probably?
I think so, yeah. It was middle of COVID because it was all about the COVID disinformation.
Yes.
Like, don't take the horse dewormer. And
So what was that,
vaccine was,
2020, 21?
probably 2020, 21.
Yeah.
It's back when we weren't allowed to talk about lab leaks.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was huge disinformation.
You'd get banned from everything for saying it was a lab leak.
So the disinformation czar was in charge of dis, miss, and mal, right? So disinformation is something you know to be false.
Yep.
Misinformation is something that you accidentally,
Yeah, I think
Possibly got wrong.
Missed that one.
and malinformation, I believe, is something that, while may be true, can still be harmful in some way. Like if the truth is
Your dog
harmful
died.
ever.
It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, your dog got hit by a car. Yeah, it's malinformation. It's true information. You got to give it to him, but
Yeah.
you don't want to.
It's something like that,
feel like it's that.
or it needs to be banned because it's not helpful to what we're trying to accomplish. Like there was COVID malinformation where
Okay.
maybe it was the lab leak, but that could hurt relations with China, and so something like that.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. It's all don't get me wrong. It's all bullshit. And who's the arbiter? Who gets to decide? I agree. I thought like Google was going to be the arbiter, like forever. Like that'll be the guy when it's like, yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's like, all right, fuck it, settle it, go to Google. And you could still do that with who's the all-time home run leader.
Yeah.
With shit like that, Google would get it right. But when you get into these social issues, it's like even Google is you're finding out is
Don't want to touch that.
it's manipulatable. It's being manipulated on some level, which is why people go to DuckDuckGo.
Yep.
Go ahead, I'll wait. Go to Google and find the Uttar Pradesh COVID story that I did.
Yeah.
You're not going to find it, okay? And maybe you will now. Maybe it's put out there now. But at the time, I had so many people email me asking where I got this story. And it was like, yeah, I got it out of India, and I got it through DuckDuckGo. You couldn't find it here through Google. And it was talking about how effective they were in basically eliminating COVID completely in Uttar Pradesh, which is about the size of America as far as numbers go. It's like 300 million people.
No, I still can't find it. I'm looking right now.
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah. Go to DuckDuckGo and see if you can find it. I guarantee you will. But it was a great story about them using ivermectin and how effective that was. And you could not find that story. And it was just dissed. And, now, so that's the kind of thing this czar would be in charge of it. It's like, well, who's the arbiter of truth? Because that shit turned out to be true. You knew it was true when you know what to look for in these stories. And these people don't want you to see it. You find
Found
it?
it. First article.
Wow.
From IndianExpress.com. Because I looked it up. I said, Uttar Pradesh, India, COVID.
Yeah.
And they just, nothing. Google couldn't handle it. And then I said, and DuckDuckGo, Uttar Pradesh, COVID-19. Uttar Pradesh government says early use of ivermectin helped kneel the curb. Sorry, cuts off right there, but helped curb it.
Yeah,
with 5 cases reported. That's it.
5 cases in a country.
They had 5 cases. In that
I
city.
can't remember what their numbers were. It was something like 280 million people or 380 million people, but it comparable to the United States. Like that's how many people are in Uttar Pradesh. That's sad though. That's sad that they so wanted to, and if it's just about money. That's even worse.
It's got to be about money.
You know, when it was, because if you know the whole reason, and we've talked about it ad nauseum here, so I don't want to bore you guys with it, but when you know that if there's not an alternative, you can get the emergency use authorization for something like the jab. And so if there was nothing else you could use, they would greenlight this $1 trillion making, whatever.
They'll funnel all the money in the one company who can make a jab.
Yes, the vaccine. And so that's what they did. Well, other people were going, we don't have access to the vaccine, or we can't afford the vaccine in other countries.
Yeah.
So they were using other things. And ivermectin was hydroxychloroquine. There were some things that were pretty damn effective. And to not be able to get used to it here was insulting. And then to just basically black out these stories so that you couldn't see them.
Everyone knew that a Nobel Peace Prize winning human use forever medication was bad for you and horse medication the whole time.
Right. And those people just buried themselves. I'm sorry. I'll never look at those news organizations or unfortunately the medical industry the same. And that's sad. And maybe it cost me my life at some point, but I literally can't laugh harder in the faces of doctors. And because I see plenty of them, and they're always pushing the shit, and I literally laugh in their faces. Yeah. Doctors and pharmacists constantly, it's time for this vaccine. Or you need a flu vaccine. You need a shingles vaccine. You need this vaccine. What's the other one? There's a bunch of them they want to give you. And I'm like, no. And they're like, what?
At this point, I don't trust you.
Why? And it's like, because you fuckers lied to me. That's why. Yeah. And so now I don't trust you on any level.
Like, up until COVID, I would take whatever shot you gave me.
Any one of them. Except flu. I thought flu was bullshit. Always.
Yeah, usually the flu never hit me that hard, so I didn't care that much anyway.
Yeah, I got it. I took it once because my friend Ben Carter really was pushing it. Yeah. And he was bringing in hot nurses and stuff to have the show do it. And I got the flu that year. Like right afterwards, and he swears to this day, I still bitch at him about it, and he swears it's a dead virus. There's no way you got it from that. I'm like, okay, whatever. There's plenty of stories of people out there that say that.
Yeah,
I'm one of them. Now, I don't know what that was, but the point is, when my doctor really wants me to get all these vaccines, I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. Sorry,
yeah, I don't.
No, I don't. You did, and if I die from the flu, so be it. That's the way this is going to go, because I know now that you are willing to absolutely lie to my fucking face about the realities of stuff for profit margins, and that to me is wholly unacceptable. So sorry.
It wasn't even the vaccine itself or having to get a vaccine. It was the mandate. It was the mandates. That's what pissed me off the most. Is when something becomes mandated by the government, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it is what it is, and maybe people are laughing, listening to this, going, "What a moron! You're going to put yourself more at risk." Blah blah blah. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I don't hang out with people that lie to me. I don't trust them anymore. I take their word. It's a game I have to play. Like, well, I know this person's full of shit sometimes, so.
Is this one of those times?
Can I fact check I don't want to. No, I'm out. I don't want to hang out with you if you're just a liar, and I know you're a liar.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing with these people. It's like, well, maybe they're telling the truth. Maybe this is a great medication. And I understand there's some medications I have to take. Your vaccines are not on that fucking list for me anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I know they don't care.
No.
They don't care if I die. I thought they did. I thought, honestly, how silly of me. I thought that the pharmaceutical industry, I thought the health industry actually gave a shit about our personal health and well-being. But COVID taught us so much. It was so enlightening. When they told you just to stay inside, don't even exercise, don't change your diet. When you knew fat was one of the real big comorbidities for COVID. old and fat. And they didn't tell people to try to lose weight or exercise and in fact shut down beaches and gyms.
Or the best part was when
hilarious.
the protesters were allowed to go out and they were COVID exact. Like how to? Okay, so COVID doesn't touch you if you're protesting.
Oh no, it does, but it's worth it.
But it's worth it.
That was more important. And then you could just keep going down the road.
Yeah,
you could keep going down the line with the border wall and just not the wall, but just letting people cross your border. No checks for COVID.
Nope.
No criminal background checks. Like, oh no, you don't give a shit about our safety at all. Not at all. And this is fraudulent for you to act like you're going to fire nurses or any federal employee for not getting your mandated jab. You're going to fire military members, people that have dedicated their lives to protecting the citizens of this country and the freedoms we have. You're going to just throw them out on their ass because they don't want a government mandated jab.
Ruined millions of small business. Not a couple, just millions. And then it promoted Amazon and Walmart, DoorDash, and these big companies that can operate anyways. Of course. They'll deliver it to you.
But by doing that too, and then by saying it's a safety thing, and we've got to look out for other people's well-being, and then to not give a shit at all and go on record saying it's fine, go out and protest for BLM, or you could crash our border, come on, everybody's welcome, basically, and paraphrasing, of course, and we're not going to COVID check any of you coming across the border. Well, then no, it's not about safety. It's not at all. It's about power,
it's your
and
agenda.
force, and your agenda, and So these propaganda police is what this twat was. She was, creepy as shit. Nina Jankowicz was her name. And you'll remember her from her little jingle. Can we play her jingle?
Yeah, I got a jingle right here.
Go ahead.
Laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation
God, I hate her voice.
I know. Less atrocious.
Ugh.
It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. When Rudy Giuliani shared bad intel from Ukraine, or when TikTok influencers say COVID can cause pain, they're laundering disinfo, and we really should take note and not support their lies with our wallet, voice, or vote. Oh, information laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or mainstream outlets. So disinformation's origin seems slightly less atrocious.
Woo. Do you know how? So this twat cunt had to write this out, and then how many times did this idiot have to perform that?
I feel like after the first time, she should have realized how fucking dumb she looked and stopped. But
yeah,
she didn't.
well, no, obviously she thought
there was
she was
probably
awesome.
a few takes.
This is the thing with these people that want to perform all the time. I think of it like the ones that were protesting Trump at the White House, and they'd go and they'd did the
theater troupe,
the theater troupe, and it's like, no, this is not about protesting.
It's like, now you
it's
just
like,
look dumb and you want to put
no, it's just their opportunity to go perform in front of people. Oh, look at us. Oh, we brought part of the symphony with us, and everybody's playing, and they're wearing their masks, and they're dancing, and they're doing and it's like, this is not about protesting. This is about you. Look at me. Oh, are the cameras on me again? Oh, look at me doing my Disney jingle, and everybody thinks I've got a great voice. Me. It's just a selfish me. Look at me moment for these people. And it's creepy. It's gross. And, I'm sorry, sweetheart, Nina Jankowicz. You do not get to decide for the rest of us what reality is. You don't get to do that. That's called propaganda.
Yep.
You are no different than fucking Joseph Goebbels at that point, okay? That was Hitler's propaganda minister. That's what they were looking for you to be, Nina Jankowicz. And the fact that you don't see that, I don't know what to say. I don't know how anybody can be an American citizen and think that, oh, I'm the one that decides what's true, what's disinformation. Go fuck yourself.
Especially in a country with the First Amendment.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to destroy that.
We got this one thing in our First Amendment that just says, talk shit all you want.
Yeah.
We're not going to protect your repercussions, but talk all the shit you want. And these motherfuckers won't let you talk shit anymore.
Well, she was hired originally as the disinformation czar. She tried to create this Orwellian, minister of truth within the Department of Defense. She's got a new nonprofit now, declares criticism of disinformation researchers such as herself as a chief threat to the United States.
Ah.
So making fun of her.
Well, consider me a terrorist because this bitch is a cunt.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more with you, Garrett. Honestly, like, wait, of all the things going on in this country, one of the chief threats to America right now is
people saying we don't like you telling us
shitting on disinformation researchers. Right. So smart people that can actually see through your bullshit is the chief thing. So she doesn't like getting picked on. She wants to be able to spread propaganda however she wants.
If you guys want to pick on her, by the way, her Twitter's at Wigsipedia. It's WICZIPEDIA.
Wait, what is this again?
Oh, just her Twitter handle.
What is it?
At Wigsipedia.
That's hers?
Yeah.
Really?
From Nina Jankowicz. At WICZIPEDIA.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and send her some tweets.
As
she
in
really doesn't like them.
Jankowikipedia.
Yeah, Jankowikipedia.
Gotcha. So, let's see. The campaign against counter disinformation work is the greatest threat to freedom of expression and academic integrity since the McCarthy era. Boy, oh boy. Do you even hear what you're saying? Her group would not allow it to continue. Good luck with that, sweetheart.
Yeah, good luck. Not America.
Yeah, you got into your job about a week before that was blown up as people saw right through it. Once researchers are free to conduct their essential work, the American people will gain a better understanding of the nature and severity of the disinformation threats we face. Disinformation knows no political party. Its ultimate victim is our democracy. Well, thank God we've got you as the arbiter of truth to let us all know, godlike figure, what the truth is. However, what do you say, Nina? Have you ever apologized for being dead wrong in your as part of your war on disinformation? Have you ever apologized for Russiagate? Have you ever admitted you were full of shit and you were the arbiter of disinformation during Hunter Biden's laptop?
Well, I can't do that.
Not to bring up the same shit over and over, but until someone takes accountability for that, no, it's going to be brought up every time.
How can they be wrong when they made up the rules?
Right, exactly. That's a fair point. They're COVID disinformation. The more we learn, the more we know how full of shit people like you were, Nina, and how full of shit you were all the time in pressing disinformation. So the group, the American Sunlight Project, was announced as a bipartisan advocacy organization founded by Jankowicz that was launched to expose and oppose efforts to weaponize disinformation in the United States. The organization will investigate the networks and money-driving disinformation and educate the public about the threats disinformation poses. The first step in the group's program will involve countering the organized campaign currently challenging the work of disinformation researchers. Okay, well, what happens when you find them?
Yeah.
The people that are, do you want them jailed? What would you like to do with them, Nina? The group's board consists of, and here's how you know this is a problem too. Listen to the people that are on the board. It's the same group of characters that make these up. They're all part of the same super left-wing nut job groups, you know. Katie Harbaugh, former Facebook executive. Well, Facebook would never lie to you.
No, never.
Facebook's always looking out for your health.
They love your information.
Yeah. Emily Horn, former National Security Council official.
Oh, I trust that the most.
Yeah, me too. Anytime you get someone from the national security on board.
I think Snowden endorses them very well.
Oh, I'm sure he would. I don't know what he's saying from Russia.
Yeah.
But I bet he would too. I bet he'd be on board with that.
He'd send some endorsements with that.
Hopefully we can get a couple CIA members in there
while
we're at it. You know, I mean, if you're going to get Intel members
maybe an ATF because they always got those gun problems coming up.
Yeah, and they love to drink too.
Like the ATF.
How about Inek Mushovic of the Gay Advocacy Group Movement Advancement Project?
I don't know.
So why couldn't they just say the Movement Advancement Project? Why do they have to point out that it's gay advocacy?
Probably because nobody would have guessed by Movement Advancement Project, which, by the way, is MAP, and that's concerning. That's MAPS, dog.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Are they trying to sneak maps in against the gays again?
They're putting maps on the gay again.
Dude, they're pinning the maps on the gays.
Every fucking time.
Wow. You're sensitive to this. You picked out the map real quick.
Dude, as soon as I heard MAP, I'm not a minor attracted person. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Movement Advancement Project.
Yeah, that's the map.
Different maps.
Different map.
I'm a map. We're all maps.
Yeah, no, I'm still a no map. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a non-map as well. And Ben Witz of the left-wing Brookings Institution. Well, that's all I need to hear. Yeah. That sounds like one.
We're a volunteer group. We all have other lives.
Yeah, that sounds like the group I want to trust with the world's information.
Yeah,
you know,
it sounds like it's in safe hands.
Carlos Alvarez Ayanes, the group's co-founder, claims the organized campaigns are preventing us from researching and understanding the threat of disinformation and organizing an appropriate national response, promising to break the deadlocks holding us back. Hold on. No one's preventing you from researching jack shit, sir. Go research anything you want.
That's the funniest thing is the only time I ever see a disinformation notice or anything like that, it's when I'm looking into stuff. It's like when you're researching, you'll get that little Instagram pop up like, hey, this is disinformation.
Yeah.
And usually it's not.
No, exactly. I do like the ones on Twitter, the community notes.
Yep.
On Twitter are great, you know, where it's like some politician throws something out there and then it's like bloop, bloop, community notes and shit's all over them. And I'm like, oh, thank you for that. I was going to have to go read all this shit. Now I don't have to. Let's see. Yeah, these campaigns, organized campaigns, are preventing us from researching and understanding the threat of disinformation. Yeah, that sounds like a you problem. If they're preventing you from understanding something or researching something, that's on you, Carlos. Leave me out of this. And organizing an appropriate national response. I promise you can go fuck yourself. I don't want anything to do with it. Let's see. Misinformation groups often purport to rate news outlets in the name of transparency, assign failing ratings to center-right news outlets.
Always.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. I don't know if that's just, it is what it is. Yeah. It's crazy. Maybe only people on the right have misinformation. And then they refuse to share their data with journalists who want to check their methodology. So the American Sunlight Project, what is the saying about truth dying in
I don't know.
In sunlight or something like that? Truth dies in darkness and something about sunlight. Yeah. So if you're going to call yourselves the American Sunlight Project, nothing disinfects like sunlight or something like that. Or
democracy dies in darkness.
Democracy dies in darkness. But then you want to stay in the dark.
Yeah.
You don't want to show your work. You don't want to show how you're transparent.
You don't want to show why it's disinformation.
Yeah. Refuse to share your data with journalists who want to check your methodology. So journalists, but it sounds like maybe are trying to do their jobs and check, like, how did you come to this realization? How did you get to this point where you can just declare above all other voices that this is just flat disinformation? How did we get there? You don't want to share that stuff with them. So again, democracy dies in darkness.
Well, I feel like as soon as they share it, it's going to come out, hey, we just kind of made it up because it's what we believed.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that's exactly basically what it is.
It's 100% what it is.
It's you're trying to push an agenda, a narrative, and you don't want opposition to that. You want it to be the final word.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes your job way easier if everybody just falls in line Orwellian and believes everything you say. But unfortunately, a lot of us were raised with American values, and this might be the first time in my lifetime that there's an actual fight, it feels like, going on for real for the First Amendment.
Yeah.
That there's pushback against the First Amendment where people actually are trying to, like, oh, we need to remove this voice. Yeah. Alex Jones is dangerous. Like, the fuck? That's so
Alex Jones
un-American.
Has never been fucking dangerous.
No, never. And he's been right most of the time.
Yeah.
So there's that too. But wanting to silence those voices, wanting to take them out of the public square or removing them from Twitter. Remember how many people were banned from Twitter or banned? They're
I'm still
banned.
Off. I have to watch one of my other favorite podcasts. I have to watch it on Rumble.
Yeah.
And Rumble, I'm glad they're doing something new. I'm glad they're trying to be an alternate YouTube. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not as good.
They're not there yet. It's not as good. Sorry.
They're not. And it took YouTube 20 years to get there. And Rumble will get there.
I'm open.
But they shouldn't have to.
No, they should be able to say what they want to say.
Exactly. Even as they make a living criticizing others, misinformation researchers have played the victim as soon as people do not react to their work the way they hoped. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan called the governance board as un-American, anti-democratic, and a dangerous escalation of government-endorsed censorship. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. Looks like. The new Sunlight Group wrote to the committee faulting it for releasing excerpts from misinformation experts' own testimony, saying it made us targets for harassment. Too bad. Comes with the territory.
Yep.
You know, if you're going to put yourself out there publicly,
if you're going to come out there
declare
and say,
what reality is and what truth is, sorry,
you're going to get harassed.
You're going to get some shit.
And
well
deserved.
Yeah, and I really,
I think you've earned every threat you got.
Drew and I were talking about it a little bit last night about, I was like, I wonder how people would have reacted, because we were talking about this election in November, and like, holy shit, man, this is going to be crazy. And I was asking Drew like what he thought, how this was going to go down, and I've kind of been open about my thoughts. Is like, I don't think they'll let Trump win. Like, period. I don't. And
I don't know. He's got some things they might let him win with. He's still very pro-Israel, which is what our government's on right now.
No, I don't. I don't think the people that I see that are so against him, I don't think they will. I don't think there's enough votes in this country that they can't fuck with or something. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist. It's just my thought. And if that means taking someone out, I wouldn't put it past them. They've done it before. And, these calls for him to be stripped of his security detail.
Yeah, he'll be taking a ride in Austin, Texas soon.
That to me is like, it's sending a message. So it's the former January 6th panel chair. They unveiled a bill. Benny Thompson did. He led the January 6th committee and said last week that he introduced this bill that could disqualify Trump from keeping his Secret Service protection, which is just
that's convenient,
outrageous to me. So the bill does not mention Trump by name. However, Thompson released a fact sheet that says Trump would be affected if the proposal passes and he's convicted of a felony, which he will be.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 91, no matter how fraudulent and silly they are, which they are, 91 felony accounts in super Democratic districts. If you think that they're not going to find him guilty of one of those, you're crazy. So he is going to be a felon. They'll probably try to put him in jail.
Yep.
There's no way he walks unscathed from this nonsense. Unfortunately, current law doesn't anticipate how Secret Service protection would impact the felony prison sentence of a protectee, even a former president. It is regrettable that it has come to this, but this previously unthought of scenario could become our reality. Therefore, it is necessary for us to be prepared and update the law so the American people can be assured that protective status does not translate into special treatment, and that those who are sentenced to prison will indeed serve the time required of them. Unbelievable. I'm sorry. A former president, and I would say this for even Joe fucking Biden, is entitled to Secret Service protection for life, period.
I say that about George Bush, and I think he did 9/11, so.
Well, I just think if someone's going to run the goddamn country, no matter what you think of them, I don't care if they're a conservative or a liberal. I don't care.
Of course, he gets his protection.
You get your Secret Service. The idea that you would want to be so petty, and if that means that you guys are going to go to the ends of the earth to put this man in prison, buyer beware on that one. That might just come back to bite you in the ass like you can't imagine. If you want to martyr someone, go ahead and throw Trump in jail. I'm just warning you.
And the worst part about throwing him in jail
if they do, sorry, Garrett, I'll let you speak. If you do throw him in jail, I want his secret service officers positioned right outside his fucking jail cell. That's the way it should go for any of them. If that's the game you want to play, then Secret Service is stationed right outside those jail bars.
I have a feeling that
period.
I have a feeling that there's going to be a moment where those Secret Service guards were just sleeping and the cameras happen to not be working at the time.
I don't. Yeah,
I can see him doing it.
I know where the joke is there. I get what you're saying, but in reality, I don't then dart them and knock them out. Whatever. The Secret Service guys aren't going to be sleeping on the job. Those dudes will take their job seriously, I think. But I want them to stand there for fucking 24 hours a day in prison and just stand there, arms folded in their suits with their fucking walkie-talkies on.
Yep.
No, my detail is to protect a former president. End of story. That's what I do for my career until someone takes over for me and until the day that this individual passes away. That's the way it should be for all of these guys. And the idea that you want to get this petty and, well, who could have thought we'd be in this unavoidable position. Yeah, well, you're creating the unavoidable position.
This unavoidable position where we brought him up on charges that everyone was doing.
And I've talked to a lot of smart people about these charges, right? And it's comical what's going on, especially with this one in New York right now. It's comical.
Yeah.
It is banana republic shit. It just is. And I think, to me, I don't know why you would, any other reason to not have Secret Service protection for a former president other than you want someone to be able to have a shot at him, an easier shot at him. I don't know what else it would be. So if the bill were to get approved, it would amend a section of the U.S. Code to terminate Secret Service protection for any person upon sentencing following conviction for a federal or state offense that is punishable for a term of imprisonment for at least 1 year. The bill is called, and you know it's going to be an acronym for something cool, because when you get a when you get a name this long, it's like, all right, what are you doing here? See if you can figure out what it is. The Denying Infinite Security and Government Resources Allocated Toward Convicted and Extremely Dishonorable Former Protectees Act.
I lost track of how many words that was. I'm going to call it the cool bill.
No. Denying.
Okay.
Infinite.
Okay.
Security. So where are you at?
All right. I got DIS.
And.
A.
No, I'm sorry. And. Just and.
Just
and.
N. Okay.
Government resources allocated.
All right.
Toward convicted and extremely dishonorable former protectees act, or the Disgraced Former Protectees Act.
Yep.
Oh, these clowns. So under Thompson's leadership, the January 6th committee recommended.
Whoever thought of that's fucking shitting himself. This is the best one.
Oh yeah, I got it. Disgraced. So you had to strip in there extremely.
You think he came up with
dishonorable,
the word, like the acronym first, or the like put it all together?
Oh no, he had the acronym first.
Yeah,
he came up
had
with
it written on a whiteboard. He's
disgraced.
Like,
but then he probably got to government resources. Let's see, government resources allocated toward convicted, and it was like, then you had to come up with just extremely. So you couldn't just say convicted, dishonorable former protectees.
Yeah, you had to have extremely
dishonored. Extremely dishonorable. He wasn't just dishonorable, as if that's not bad enough. He was extreme. Yeah. He was almost MAGA-like in his extremeness. That's how dishonorable he was.
Well, that's one of the problems I think they're overlooking, though, is that his staunch supporters are so staunch supporters. Like, they're. I've seen nothing but Trump stickers, flags, anything.
I'm seeing tons of Biden ones.
I'm not seeing anything for
No,
Biden.
me either.
That's what I was going to say. It's like I have not seen a single Biden bumper sticker. I haven't seen a Biden flag, or I see a lot of "fuck Joe" in the hoe. That's about as close as it gets.
Yeah, I've seen those.
But I do a lot of driving around all day, and nothing but Trump flags and Trump stickers. So you're about to fuck with a lot of really upset people.
But that was the way it was last time.
Yeah, and
tons of Trump signs, and I didn't see many Biden.
But it was different when they're not putting him in jail and trying to martyr him. Once you martyr a guy like this, you're going to have a lot of people really ginned up.
I don't know. I would. That was what Drew thought.
Yeah,
like you just said. I disagree a little bit in that. I think people that like him, Trump, that is, are going to vote for him no matter what. He could literally shoot someone on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah,
and that's almost true now. It was a joke 5 years ago.
No, the people who are going to vote right now are a little. It's getting cultish. It's like, I'm not even a Trump supporter, but I can see it from the outside going, it's getting a little cultish over there.
I think people recognize, like, oh my God, all the stuff he said about being fucked with, and this is political witch hunt. They want to silence me and keep me up. They're fucking livid about that. And so no matter what Trump did, he could whatever name the crime.
He could be on
and
film
they vote
shitting
for
on
him.
a sidewalk, and people are like, that's not him.
But people that hate Trump, those people, I don't know who the person is. I can't imagine there's that many people on the fence, haven't decided yet.
Yeah,
I guess those people exist. Wild, but okay. But the people that hate him, They don't care. They want him fucked with. They do not care. They don't care about the implications going forward for other people. They don't care about what this may mean for democracy as a whole. When you can take political enemies and throw them in jail, on a whim over bullshit charges, like those people don't care.
Yeah.
They literally don't care. So
I want Obama thrown in jail for the murder of lots of drone strikes in that area, especially the American citizens over there.
Isn't that wild? Most people don't know that.
That motherfucker bombed American American children, like an American citizen child. He got drone struck by Obama, and he's cool.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything. Nobody even acknowledges it.
I'd like to have some of his fries if I got a chance.
This shit's getting way too complicated for me. Sorry ass motherfucker got nothing on me, right? Nothing.
Nothing, Obama.
I could go for some fries right now. I noticed Barack's got some, doesn't he?
This is the worst part is that
You ain't my
it doesn't
bitch,
say
nigga.
fries on it.
Buy your own damn fries.
Sorry,
That's
sir.
all right. I'll rewrite it.
What?
It says, "You ain't my bitch, your own."
Oh,
That's what that drop says. It says, "You ain't my bitch, your own."
Jesus.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
I can tell. Eases probably put this together.
Yeah, that's a good one though. Play it again. So can I borrow? Can
You
I
ain't
have some
my
of your?
bitch, nigga. Buy your own damn fries.
You ain't my bitch, N-word. Oh my God. By the way, all the people freaking out about Arizona and the abortion thing. I told people to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I figured it would.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
It's not gonna go very far.
The state house voted yesterday to repeal the 160-year-old abortion ban, slated to go into effect after the Supreme Court upheld the law that protects unborn babies from nearly all abortions. We're talking rape. We're talking, your uncle comes over and fucks you and then knocks you up. That whole thing. It was like incest, rape,
Rape and incest.
Rape and incest. Even if it was a loving relationship of incest. I'm assuming those do happen.
They do, but the kids come out a little,
Sometimes.
a little,
But there's a lot of them coming out these days anyways,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
already. So, what's a few more out in the world, So, let's see. Yeah, but they were like, no, I don't care. Your dad fucked you when you were 8.
That's your problem.
You have the fucking
Next
kid.
time, fight your dad off, child.
Yeah, God wanted you to have this kid, and you're going to have it,
What, you're a 90-pound woman who got taken by 2 black guys? Why didn't you fight him off?
Why do they have to be black guys?
You know why.
3 Republicans.
Because if I didn't say a race, they would have just implied it anyways.
Yeah, probably. Knowing this fucking audience, monsters.
James would have emailed in like, he's getting woke again.
Yeah, well,
He didn't
James.
say
Wait,
what they
no,
were.
James might have thought it was Jews.
That's true.
Does James have the issue with Jews?
It might be
No, no. I take that back. I don't think it is James. I think it's someone else that has an issue with Jews.
Sorry, James. We'll get the hate allocated
Hamas.
to the right
That's who it
people.
is. Hamas. They write frequently to the show.
Yeah.
3 Republicans joined with 29 Democrats to advance legislation in a 32-28 vote. Representative Barbara Parker argued for her colleagues to vote against the repeal, saying that while critics of the law call it archaic, yeah, I'd say so. A bill from the 1890s or 1850s,
a little old.
a little archaic. Repealing it would send the state back to a time that does not value the life of unborn children. I can hear their silent screams with my voice. I vote no. No, you can't hear
I was
their
going to
silent
say,
screams.
you're getting a little fucking...
dramatic.
A little dramatic.
Little bit, Ms. Parker.
So you could have said something like, this is a bill from back when we had child labor, so let's just... we didn't value children that much.
Yeah. No, we didn't. For
No.
sure we didn't value children.
No, they
And
were
people
small,
had
you could get the
lots of them.
machines.
They had lots of them. And
Yeah,
it was
you had
like
10 of them
lose
'cause
3
8
a
of them were gonna
season.
die.
Yeah, no big deal. They absolutely believed in the, you're going to break a few eggs philosophy. That was what they did. And it was like, our kid
back
got,
in the day, it was Darwinism, man. Dumb
Yeah.
ones didn't make it.
Exactly. And he was pulling the fucking mule plow and the mule trampled him to death. Yeah, he should have been smarter.
Don't stand behind the mule.
Yeah.
Don't get
After the repeal passed, Representative Gress moved that the bill be sent to the state Senate and returned unamended so it could go to the Democrat governor's desk as soon as possible. Following the passage of the repeal, the Arizona Senate must act to send the legislation to Governor Katie Hobbs' desk. So it was 1864. The 1864 abortion ban could go into effect June 8th, but if it's repealed, the state will revert to the 15-week limit that was signed by Governor Ducey, Doug Ducey, in 2022. They could vote as early as next Wednesday. So you knew that wasn't going to fly. I know
No,
people
as soon
were.
as they said like an 1860, blah, blah, no rape, no incest, I'm like, you're not going
Yeah.
to get very much support from that. Even the right wing's a little like, we're backing off abortion a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. here. We got a bill here that did not pass in Tennessee. A state Senate failed to pass a bill that would ban the display of ideological and political flags. You know what they're going after there, don't you?
Yeah. Gay flags.
Yeah, they want those. Get those fucking homo flags out of here.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't blame them.
I don't either. I don't have a problem with this.
To me, it's
honestly,
like there should be 2 flags at your Senate, your courthouse, whatever your city buildings are there. Just American flag, state flag.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
I agree. American flag, state flag.
If you want to fly gay flag, go for it. That's all you, but not at your city
Yeah,
building. It's
do
your
it off
city
your
building.
bumper.
Yeah, just do it off your bumper. Do it out the back. Fly it like a Trump flag, right out the back of your truck.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. It's just there are divisive things in this country, and I don't need. Like, I get it if you want to. I don't have a problem if in a high school, middle school, elementary school around here, a teacher's got Detroit Lions flags hanging up in the classroom.
Totally,
you know what I mean? Like, hey, we're
that
supporting our team.
City. It's like that's where you live. It's your city or whatever.
Right.
I get that.
But nowadays we'd probably have someone that Johnny just moved here, or Mahmoud just moved here from Iran, and he doesn't know what football is. So we need to take the Lions flags down unless he can hang an ISIS flag. And then it's like,
I was about to say we're gonna get into minutia there. If you start allowing the gay flags in, I want to get a swastika up in there.
Yeah,
just
why not?
Be a dick. I don't even like it. Let's just be a dick about it.
I think the swastika flag is gorgeous.
It was
honestly.
pretty cool.
It's a fucking
that
cool
deep
symbol.
Red.
Well, no, I mean the design of it, and they stole it from the Indians.
I know,
mean, it was a peace
yeah.
symbol forever. So can't you go in there with your Indian peace flag?
No, you get banned. Trust me, I've tried. I've used that excuse too. I've been banned from video games for having that was like an emblem or something.
Yeah.
So that's a swastika. I'm like, it's an Indian one. I made it gold and red.
Yeah, it's an Indian peace
Still
symbol.
banned.
I mean, the design is cool. That's all I'm
right
saying.
up.
I'm not saying you got to support Nazis.
I turned it 45. It's not a Nazi thing.
Yeah, everybody knows what you're doing, though.
Yeah.
So Senate Bill 1722 was introduced by Senator Joey Hensley, and it was a companion to a bill that passed the State House with overwhelming support in a vote on Tuesday in the state Senate. However, state bill failed to reach the required 17 votes for a constitutional majority, as 13 lawmakers voted to pass the bill while 6 voted in opposition. 8 Republicans did not participate in the vote. State bill prohibits local education agencies, or LEAs, and public charter schools from displaying in public schools flags other than the U.S. flag or the official Tennessee state flag. So why did some of these guys take a knee on this, and why? Here's what's going on here. There were some, like it says, 8 Republicans took a knee on this.
Yeah.
They knew this wasn't going to pass in the final. It was going to run into constitutional issues, First Amendment issues. And it didn't allow for like Palmia flags, and there were people that wanted to support veterans that were like, no. Just because we don't want your ideological flags flying in these schools. And you got to admit, since they've started hanging these flags, it seems like one's not enough.
Yeah,
it
always
turned it into a fucking
one gay, and that's the funniest thing is they made the weird gay flag that has all of them included, and that's not enough because they have to put the trans flag next to it and the separate gay flag next to it.
Yeah, and it seems like, boy, you've just turned this into a fucking giant rainbow room of sorts, and like with all your slogans and sayings
they already
and banners
made them into one.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It just seems, maybe I wouldn't feel this way if they came up with a cisgendered or straight flag.
They had that for a second. It's that Pornhub logo, the orange and black.
It was what?
It was the Pornhub logo, orange and black. It was straight pride.
Pornhub. Okay. Yeah. So if I can hang a Pornhub flag in the school, maybe it'd be like, yeah, fine, I'm represented too. Fine.
Yeah.
If you want to do this, we're going to play this
pride.
game. Straight pride. But I don't think you can take pride in being straight.
Well, that's the funniest thing, too, is that they're talking about putting all these gay flags in school, but there's that story famously of the kid who got kicked out for having a grandstand. They don't tread on me.
Oh, yeah. He got kicked out for having that?
He got suspended or something like that, or sent home.
God. Yeah, the gay flag. I don't know why it reminds me.
All the champagne was Sprite. Everybody.
Yeah, that flag.
Yeah.
They want to hang that flag up. And so it's going to run into constitutional issues, First Amendment issues. And so basically what they're saying is go back to the drawing board, carve out some stuff, and they want their lawyers to look this over and find any potential, because the last thing you want to do is pass a law. It immediately will get taken to court. And then if it doesn't hold up under scrutiny, constitutional law under First Amendment rights for free speech, if that falls apart under that, then it's no point. So they're like, let's go make sure this is airtight, and then we bring it back. And I don't have a problem with that. Just like I don't want, I just don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's a place. You want to do that on your porch?
That's what I'm saying.
Fine. You want to do it off your car?
I have no issue with
fine.
gay flag. As much as I make jokes and I crack fun about all the different flags and shit, I got no problem with people flying gay flags. I don't care if you fly a Nazi flag. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yeah.
Just don't make it my thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it's a city building. It's a public building. It's one of those things where everybody's going to be here. Everybody's going to be going to this. Just have your city flag or your state flag and your country's flag. That's all you need.
Why is it so important? Do you have any idea? Have you ever talked to people like, why? Is it just like a force thing? Like, you will recognize it because that's the way it feels.
It's just they feel like it's the biggest virtue signal. They'd be like, we're friends with the gay in this city. It could be like a city in Tennessee that probably does not like the gay very much.
Yeah, well, there's probably very liberal parts of Tennessee too.
Down in Nashville for sure.
Really? Is that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
They're all artists.
Yeah. But I see people that are clearly gay.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, I'm a kindergarten teacher and I'm welcoming my students. And they're just so flamboyantly gay and they've got the blue hair and green hair and fucking stupid makeup and
I feel like that's
face
enough
piercings.
of a flag for the room.
It should be. But they tend to have like everywhere. And it's like all over the classroom. And you can see tons of this shit on Libs of TikTok, for instance. Has tons of these videos. And they're equally creepy and douchey in their own right. But it's like, look what they've let me get it. No one's going to tell me no. And it's like, I'm going to dress as garish and outlandish and prance around the classroom for these children as much as I can. It's so made about themselves.
I think our audio went down a little bit. Got some comments coming in.
The audio went down?
Yep.
I wonder if when I plug that phone in, it fucks up the audio or something.
Maybe. I just got a YouTube comment. Oh, audio's good here on Stirred. All right, we should be good.
Well.
Cool.
Let's see. Here. See if when I plug this in, if they bitch again.
All right. They'll bitch anyway.
So did it get...
Yep, audio's good.
Audio's good.
Yep.
That worked.
Maybe it was just one person having it down, but popped up a couple times. And
these people that say stuff, are you sure? Tell me if it...
Can you guys hear this?
Is it lower?
Yep. It says sound fine to me even with the phone plugged in.
Yeah, you really can't hear ball slapping on an ass cheek, can't you? You can really hear
That's
those
the part I put in that card I was making.
What's that?
That's what I put in that card I was making. Ball slapping ass cheek.
Speaking of cards.
Yeah.
You talking about the fag pass?
Yep, I've been adding a little extra to each fag pass. I sent out 3 of them yesterday. I'm still waiting on some addresses from people.
Damn it. Oh, my fag passes got stuck.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, if you want one, I don't know how many people are even listening to us. Maybe 10 people still listen to this show.
Yeah, we got more than 10 people in the comments, I think.
No, I'm kidding. But
actually, we have 10 concurrent viewers right now. So
nice.
Spot on.
Yeah, I don't
11.
know. 11. Hey, if you do want a fag pass, write in walters@detroitcast.com, and you all know how to spell my name for the official fag pass. And these are official. I've read what this allows the recipient. It's basically for people that are not part of the gay community. It's being signed off on by a member of the community that allows you to say,
I'm giving you permission to say fag.
Fag, faggot, faggish, whatever.
Yeah.
So if someone overhears you and takes issue with it, you can whip out your official fag pass and be like, someone in the community gave me this, so fuck off.
Do send your
I am
address
friend
with
of
it.
community. Yeah, please send your address. Don't make us just send it off into the ether.
Yep.
So if you want one, they don't cost anything. We're doing this on our dime. Garrett is doing it on his dime.
Oh, yeah,
really.
I've just been chilling. I had really nothing going on the other day, so I pulled out an old box of Magic cards I'm not using. I just started drawing TDC references on them and throwing them in with the passes.
What are the cards of?
Just Magic the Gathering.
Magic the
Some
Gathering.
nerd-ass shit.
So he's nerding out. He's sending his own little...
I've been repainting Magic cards.
Okay. He's been repainting Magic cards, writing little TDC notes on them, and then throwing an official Garrett-approved fag pass in there. And his handwriting is almost as bad as
awful.
Isis's.
You're going to love it. Every card has the worst handwriting possible. Good luck reading them.
I didn't know. I would have thought gay dudes would have.
I tried to slow down and everything.
Awesome
They say it's a sign of intelligence, all right?
Really?
I don't believe them.
Is that what you and E are standing on? Yeah,
I don't
it's a sign
believe
of
them.
intelligence. Oh,
I'm
man.
dumb as shit, man. I don't believe him.
I don't remember where I was going with that, but
Just gay stuff, gay flags in buildings.
Yeah. So every time I see these, it's just like, okay, you know, you're recognized. We see you. Can we stop throwing this in everybody's face all the time? I don't know why you are so demanding to be in every public school and all over everywhere. It's just, and it's never enough. It never will be enough. And so to the point, we need to make special rules to have you guys tone it down a hair. Because that's what it is. No one really gives a shit. But I don't want to fly an American flag from the flagpole at the school and have a fucking rainbow flag flying underneath it.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't represent all of the country.
No, you represent actually a very, very big minority of the country.
Yes. This flag represents the country. It's why we wave it at federal buildings and at your schools. This fucking rainbow one, the gay flag does not represent America. It represents a minority population in America. Good for you. But that doesn't, imagine if every minority wanted to wave their special flag from every school building. It's silly. Stop it.
Thing is
and it's not an attack on the gay community.
No.
It's an attack on the propaganda bullshit that you guys want to keep throwing out there. I just don't understand it.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like the Confederate flag would be more popular than the gay flag if you really want to go with popular flags in order.
Well, it was for a while during the NASCAR days.
He was flowing it.
Yeah, he had multiple. He fucking hates that fact. It's like, dude, your heart was in a good place.
Yeah.
You were a fan of NASCAR, you dummy.
You get it.
Yeah,
You're like Dukes of Hazzard a little bit. It's cool. We get it.
Do they show Dukes of Hazzard anywhere, or is that banned now?
No, I don't think that. I haven't seen it.
Is that like what was that on like TV Land or something?
Yeah, and I think they
show
tried to pull the Confederate flag off it.
Really?
Yeah, since then. Which is bullshit.
I think I saw one of those 01 cars recently, and
Those
it
old
didn't
Chargers.
have the flag on the top. And it's like, this, what are you doing, pussy?
Either go all the way or don't.
Yeah, if you're gonna go orange on was it a Charger?
I think it was Charger. Let me check.
Oh, I always fuck this up.
This is
when
one of
people
those
get
things because
pissy.
car people. I'm kind of a car person, but I don't do muscle very much.
It might have been a Mustang. It might have been a
think it was a
Mustang.
Mustang.
No, it was a Mustang.
Hold on. Dukes of Hazzard car is a common search.
Yeah.
Generally was
A Mustang.
Nope, 69 Charger.
No shit.
Yep.
I'm just trying to piss off the car people. No, I'm pretty sure it was a Mustang. It was either that or a
Pontiac.
Jeep Wrangler. It
Pontiac.
might have
Grand
been.
Am.
It was a Grand Am. Yeah,
Grand
it was
Am.
a Grand Am. So the Grand Am that had the 01 that was painted blue. Remember the blue Dukes of Hazzard 01?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all remember that. Just a good old
Had the American flag on
boys.
top?
Never had the American flag on top. If you're not going to go all in, get yourself a Pontiac Grand Am, paint it blue with an 01, an American flag on the top, then you are not Bo and Lance Duke. Okay?
No, you're not.
See what I did there?
They still have the flag painted on it. That's what I was just going to say. It
Where?
looks like, quote, a piece of history. Northern Illinois Auto Museum has no plan to stop displaying a Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard television show with the Confederate battle flag on top.
Yeah.
So they're sticking to it. They said it's part of the show.
You know, maybe this is my collector background, where it's like, hey,
That's kind of my thing, too.
I have a lot of respect for that kind of thing. And so, oh my God, this was something from the 80s but when you're talking about way back, now I knew people that had like literal swastika stuff.
I was going to say, I'm
that
a big
were
World
from-
War II fan, and it's kind of weird for me because even the Soviets were not good people.
Right. Well, who was it? Lemmy from Motorhead.
Famously collected Nazi memorabilia.
Huge collection.
Yep.
And it was like, is Lemmy someone that wants to, who wants the blue-eyed, blonde-haired, white master race?
Yep.
Or is he someone that just collects pieces of memorabilia from history? Now, my guess is it's the latter. Maybe someone can prove me wrong. Like, oh no, he hated all Jews and blacks and anybody with darker skin than fucking white people and didn't have blue eyes. Like, I don't think so. I think of Lemmy as someone who was a
Just made rock and roll.
vast collector of that kind of stuff. He had bayonets. He had from wartime bayonets. He had Nazi armbands. He had Nazi German helmets, I think.
He said Lemmy collected German military regalia.
Yep.
He had an Iron Cross emblazoned. Man,
Emblazoned.
today.
Yeah, you got this.
Had a long day.
Maybe we should go to
Emblazoned on his
commercial.
face.
Take a
gotta go to
commercial break.
commercials.
Emblazoned what?
Yeah, so he had an Iron Cross emblazoned on his base, and then which led to accusations of Nazi sympathies. He stated that he collected Nazi memorabilia because he liked the way it looked, and he considered himself an anarchist or a libertarian.
I kind of agree with him. I have always said that sign, the Nazi sign. Is that terrible to say? Dude,
it just looked cool.
Yeah.
And say what you want, man. The German the uniforms were made by Hugo Boss. They were fucking sweet.
Yeah, I know.
They had some sweet uniforms.
Fuck yeah. Hey, this part of the show is brought to you by your insurance expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews, that's our guy right there, Nick Matthews. He supports the show. You should support him. From Your Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. That's 248-914-1173.
This part of the show is also brought to you by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. Located in the Deer Lake Athletic Club, the Backcourt combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and on Fridays and Saturdays, the best damn prime rib in town. So next time you're heading out for dinner or drinks, stop by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston or call them at 248-625-8686 or visit DeerLakeAthleticClub.com.
Very good. I know I hear from Forey that some people have gone in, when listeners come in, and thank you guys so much for going and checking out the restaurant. The food's awesome. Forey's
really
great. Ask for Forey when you go in there. And he loves hanging out with people, and I guess some guys were in there giving him shit the other day about not advertising enough on the show.
Well, that's kind of also horrible.
Well, that's my fault because we haven't done enough shows of late, and if I forget to do it, and we only did one show that week, it looks like he didn't. So it's not. It's like, will you please do the read every week so that people know I haven't fucking bailed?
I was gonna say, it's like the only two things we got to kind of keep consistent. We got to read some ads and we got to do the Patreon. Those people are paying us.
Exactly. I did some Patreon this week.
The rest of you are freeloaders.
Weekend.
Come on, sign up.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any comments we need to mention?
Nothing like just people joking around, hanging out with each other in the chat.
All right.
It's actually been pretty active today. I like it. No super chats, you poor bastards.
I'm giving that money to Garrett, so do super chats, and there's got to be a way to figure out how much is in there, too.
Pride Month's coming up, all right? Stop giving money to these corporate companies that want to take your money for gay shit. Just give your money to the gay directly. I'm right
there you go. Give it to the gay directly. And super chats are easy to do, easy way to donate a few bucks, maybe starting June 1st.
Yep.
We'll
maybe starting June 1st.
That up.
Yeah.
So, but do it now. Do it now, too. Why
yes,
not?
Please.
Speaking of your community, a whistleblower has come forward.
A dick blower?
No, not that kind of
community.
whistleblower.
Okay.
Yeah, I did say your community, sort of. Come forward about the terror at a Massachusetts school after teachers let a troubled trans kid return to class after naming 45 fellow students on a menacing hit list. Is this the kid that beat the shit out of a girl? No, that was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That was the one in Pennsylvania.
Yep, that was the Pennsylvania.
Took one of those Stanley mugs and just a lady.
Yep,
just a young lady. Took one of those Stanley mugs and beat the absolute dog shit, like ladies do sometimes, out of a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So that was nice. They fear for students now fear for their lives, worried each day they'll be going home in a body bag. Worse still, school officials have silenced criticism of the trans 7th grader. Parents say they cannot talk about school safety without being accused of transphobic wrongthink. This is where this goes to. This is
the worst part is right now is a lot of the shooters coming out are trans.
Oh, a lot of them.
I think a lot of it has to do with the medications that a lot of them are on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's straight up SSRIs. If you look back in history, almost every single shooter was on SSRIs when they committed their fucking shit.
Isn't that crazy?
So I do not like them bringing this kid back. I'd say he's homeschooled from now on. If he wants to shoot something up, shoot your home up.
Yeah, well, having a hit list, boy, oh boy, having a hit list. I know she's just a lady. I'm just a lady. Okay.
And we've all done that dumb thing when we're a kid. Like, I fucking hate this dude. I hope he die. But
yeah,
I've never written a hit list in my life.
I've never written a hit list, and I'm sure kids did. I'm sure there were kids that were like, if I get a chance. And it was probably, back then, it was like the jock that bullies them or the hot chick that ignores them. There was probably a list like that. Like, if I had my way, I'd take out, the captain of the football team. Like, shit like that. But this, I believe, listed like 45. I thought it was mostly girls, just all girls, like 12, 13-year-old girls.
Uh-oh.
And this lady, like ladies do sometimes, drawing up a quick hit list on all the other ladies
as you do in 7th grade.
Yeah, of course. Doesn't seem like something guys would do.
Yeah, usually
creating a hit list. It does seem like something just a lady would do. So, and this is what's infuriating. To accuse people of being transphobic when you've got parents that go up to a school board meeting and go, "What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
This
fucking made a hit list. I would not like him near my kid."
Can we do? And it's like, are you sure you're not just transphobic? No, I'd hate anybody that had a hit list against my kid.
What's that guy's name? Brian Peck. Excuse.
Yeah, 100%. I was thinking the same thing.
It's like, are you homophobic? Is that why you don't want him around your kid?
Yeah.
No, because he rapes people.
No, because the way he's fucking hugging my 15-year-old son is creeping me out. That's why I don't want him doing it. Well, are you sure you're not just homophobic? Like, how insulting is that? That's so insulting.
I lose my shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like, no. How about I'm the kid's father, and you're not going to tell me how to feel when my alarms are going off seeing a grown-ass man who is not related to this child putting hands on him, giving him a little shoulder massage. It's fucking weird. And no, that doesn't make me homophobic if I have a problem with it. I don't care if that guy's straight or gay.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Don't touch my kid.
It's the same thing with a kid with a hit list. Sorry, but it's also really pisses me off because I do know somebody personally who's been suspended from school for violent threats, like a school shooting. He literally just made a joke like the "Don't come to school tomorrow" with a Nerf gun or something. It was a dumbass joke.
What was the joke?
It was like he put something on his social media, just like "Don't come to school tomorrow" with like the dumbest with a
Nerf
sword
gun,
or something, like a Nerf gun. It was the dumbest thing possible.
Yeah.
The cops showed up at his house and he got
I
suspended.
bet. Yeah, I bet.
So why is this kid coming back to school with a fucking 40-person long hit list?
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't surprise me in today's
like I thought they were actually
world.
cutting down on this.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that your friend got in trouble with that because I could see the joke there. Like,
he was also a white guy. So.
I'm showing up with a Nerf gun. Hilarious.
Yeah.
But if the next day he shows up with an actual gun and it was like, we thought it was just a Nerf gun. Ha ha.
No, I can get that too. But it was also, I don't even think it was a Nerf gun. It was something way more innocuous and stupid.
Yeah. Any sort of veiled threat about a school is going to garner attention, you would think. But when you get in this weird world we're in now where it's like, oh, we've got to protect an ideology. We've got to protect a minority over the fears or concerns of parents in this situation.
Or just the safety of kids.
No. When you've got a threat against a student body, against a school district, that's what it's like. If you make a threat against a president or something on any level, the fucking feds show up.
Exactly.
They just
They're going to investigate you.
And they're going to, and it's going to be a pain in your ass to talk to them for a few hours. It happens. And that's just like the line in the sand they've drawn where, no, this will not be tolerated. You will not.
Bombing an
I don't
airport.
care if it was a joke. Yeah. And Frank was talking about that last night. He was like, it's just a natural reaction when people say, because he said they basically demand it now. Do John Madden. And he's like, boom. And he says, I get stopped at the airport all the time. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. But he's like, any sort of bomb reference, boom reference.
You just got to know that it's going to, you're going to get stopped.
He's like, you're going to get fucked with. You just can't joke around. And I've pushed the envelope on that, a little bit. Definitely in airports, but I don't anymore.
No.
But yeah, there was a day and I'd fuck around, I'd tiptoe around like, better check his bag.
Yep.
I did that a couple times, after a few cocktails on a plane, but whatever. But they don't take that lightly. But stuff like this where it's like, oh, we're going to fucking try to bury this story and not take these parents' concerns seriously. Oh, because it's a trans girl.
Yeah.
It's just a lady. So we're not going to take those seriously for fear of taking the wrath of the fucking alphabet mafia and having to take shit from them. So fuck these parents and the student body. Let's just not take heat.
I was going to say, maybe if it's up to me, and it's just my own way I live and the way I believe, it's like the whole not treating this trans person like everybody else is what pisses me off the most. Because if these gay people really want to be just treated like everyone else and just be one of the community, then you should get in trouble with like the rest of the community for doing this shit.
Yeah, agreed.
You don't get fucking special treatment just because you're trans. No, you can't have special treatment for being trans and then also be a victim of everything.
Right, exactly.
And this is what pisses me off about the gay community the most, is they're both victims and special snowflakes.
Right, yeah. And I think that just your everyday gay guy doesn't like a lot of this shit either.
No.
I have a feeling there is a growing...
A lot of times your average tranny doesn't either.
Yeah, probably true.
I know a couple of them who are like, yeah, I don't like any of this. I don't like that they're so vocal. They're so in everybody's face. It's like, you just sat the fuck back. Nobody messes with you.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the way it was for a
lot
long,
of times.
long
Most
time.
people don't want to approach you. They're like, I don't feel like dealing with this.
So this case spotlights wider fears in U.S. classrooms about the rising number of students who identify as trans and non-binary who face bullying, and the small but worrying number of them who embrace violence. The crisis began in January when a teacher overheard students discussing who had been named on the hit list. A search of trans students, the trans students' Chromebook revealed the document, which was titled Hit List. The police interviewed the student. They found that he didn't have access to weapons, so we're good. What?
How do you know that?
What does that even fucking mean? He didn't have access to weapons.
I can get you a knife like right now.
I could get you a rock or a knife right now. Anything you want.
Anything's a weapon if you're brave enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually what they said. The police interviewed him and found he didn't have access to a weapon.
Oh, yeah, he's safe because he can't grab a fork from the cafeteria.
Right.
Get a kid in the neck.
The whistleblower parent says that for a 7th grade lady, he's a very big lady. She is physically big for a 7th grader.
Okay.
Definitely bigger than a majority of students in the school. Officials spoke of the need to tackle anti-trans and other biased behavior in classrooms and to have empathy for the creator of the hit list. So the victim is the creator of the hit list now.
Yeah, the victim is the hit list creator.
We need to have empathy because, trans.
Next thing we're going to be defending school shooters.
Yeah. That's
that's
pretty
one line
fucking
away.
close. I mean, we might be there already with the other one whose manifesto they won't release.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, they're protecting that shit for real. We have to have empathy for the creator of the list and for the immediate creation of an affinity space for LGBTQIA plus families. What is an immediate creation of an affinity space? What's an affinity space?
It's got to be a space, like a
safe space.
It's got to be another word for safe space.
Are we? So what? We don't say safe space anymore. Now it's an affinity.
It's probably the old George Carlin bit where we keep just dumbing, like making words way more complicated than they need to be. It used to be shell shock, and now it's post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, exactly.
It's affinity space, not a safe space. It's a affinity space.
Yeah. So this approach did not wash well with some parents. Shock. Parents are scared, worn down, and disgusted. So many have had their trust in Watertown schools shattered.
I pull my kids out immediately.
I would too. I mean, seriously, honestly, that's not even a joke. It's horrible to learn that your child has been put on a hit list by another student, but to then have your concerns ignored, have administrators deceive the greater community, and have the needs of the perpetrator be so blatantly put over the needs of the victims takes things to a whole other level that's overwhelming. Parents cannot speak out for fear of being politically incorrect. They don't want to look anti-trans. There are people in school leadership who can't or won't differentiate between legit concern about the actions of a trans person and a general attack on all trans people. The school treated a troubled young person as some kind of a cultural token or symbol to be favored beyond reason, and treated the young people who were placed on the hit list like they don't matter. Their detachment from reality and lack of genuine empathy has created a more dangerous situation for everyone in the middle school. We will address any concerns parents have on an individual basis and will offer no additional public comment or response to this one parent.
I got a quick response. John's Gimpy Halloween hand just gave us a $2 super chat that says the T's fuck it up for the LGBs.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
He's not wrong.
No, he is not. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I think it's a WATP name too.
What's that?
John's Gimpy Halloween hand, I think, is a WATP reference too.
WATP.
Who are these podcasts?
Who are these podcasts?
Yeah. We were talking about the Dabbleverse earlier. He was commenting a little
What's
bit.
the Gimpy hand in
It's
reference
just
to?
Stuttering John having a weird hand.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got weird hands.
Boy, he takes some heat.
He takes a lot of heat.
Stuttering
He
John. He
also
brings it on himself.
He brings it on himself because
Yeah.
he's attacking everybody and he won't just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Has he attacked Drew yet? Yeah, he attacks. He acts like he doesn't know who they are, right?
Drew and Mike, who I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that's what Drew was saying?
Yep.
He was telling me, yeah, he pretends he doesn't know who we are, which is laughable. Of course, he does.
Every time they bring Drew on and Stuttering John in the same spot, they always play that drop. Drew and Mike, who I don't know.
That's hilarious. Of course he does. All right, let's do a couple emails We'd love to hear from you. Walters at DetroitCast.com. And remember, special episode tomorrow. We don't usually do shows on Friday. It's been crazy around here. I've been dealing with mouth issues. I go back next week to get temporary number 2 installed. So we'll see, but it should be better. It should be better than this one. But not only is Greg Henson 3G coming in studio tomorrow with Oyster. He's bringing Oyster over.
Oh boy.
And but Drew Lane is coming. So we'll talk about tonight's NFL draft, and we'll talk whatever they want to talk about. So we'll get into it. The two of them will be in here tomorrow. That should make for a fun show leading into
Just
the weekend.
Say the word sports ball, they'll take off.
Yeah, exactly. Sports ball, go. Tackle ball, go. But Drew's hilarious. Greg's fucking great. So that should be fun, and we'll break Greg's balls a little bit about the Christy McDonald, Jamie Samuelson dust up. We'll see what that's all about. So look forward to that tomorrow. So for emails, Fag Pass. Hey, hey all, hope you gays are doing well.
Oh, you're getting looped in now.
There's only one gay in the room. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, sure.
I work in the trucking industry, and I really want to go off.
Speaking of gays,
well, see, okay, this now
is he saying fag before he said got the pass?
Yeah, no. I work in the trucking industry, and I really want to go off on some of these fags, but I need a pass to do it. It would be greatly appreciated if I could get one, please. Lawrence Juice, please. P.S. I will pay for the shipping. Kevin. Here,
Kevin's has been sent. Yep.
Okay. Now, Kevin, this is a weird loophole Kevin's creating here. He wants to go off on the fags.
Yes.
Why does he want to go off on the fags? Because they're fags? Because we don't want him to be irresponsible in his use of the F word.
I'll put it like this. You're allowed to yell at the fags, but keep the windows up in your truck. And then if somebody happens to overhear you, you pull the pass. Just if you get overheard. But you got.
But you don't want to be just yelling at fags for being fags, right? You don't. That's not cool.
If he does, he does. As long as it's behind the truck, windows up, make an effort to be alone.
Is that a hate crime though?
Probably.
Legally speaking,
well,
if you call someone a fag,
document, so
no. Well, it's pretty legal. It is signed.
It is signed, but
no,
it's not.
Is that a hate crime? And I'm asking in general. Like, if you call someone a fag who's gay, is that a hate crime? Technically,
depends on how you say it.
What up, fag?
Yeah, see, that's fine. But if you're like, hey, these faggots.
If it's one of those, yeah.
I don't even think that would be that much of a hate crime. I feel like, at least to me personally, I just be like, all right.
Yeah, but I think the law might. I don't know. That's interesting.
In Canada, you'd get arrested for it.
Yo, yeah.
They have hard hate crime laws.
Yeah.
I think you can call people fags still in the U.S.
I think so.
I think you can get away with it. It's kind of like the old Louis C.K.
Google it real quick. Is it illegal to call a gay person a fag or faggot or fagalina? Fagaroony.
I feel like I should DuckDuckGo this one.
While you look that up, dear God, a new book of fiction so this cunt can be president next go round. Arizona's not far enough south, Mike. Costa Rica, I think, for me, and it's True Gretchen, Stretch and Gretchen.
Hey.
Do you remember how she got that nickname?
Yeah, her only did anal in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it sounds like some dudes really blew that thing.
Well, I bet she looks like she's had her ass blown out.
Yeah. True Gretchen.
Look about her.
What I've learned about life, leadership, and everything in between.
The comments are really excited for tomorrow.
Of course. Simon and Schuster. What's that?
I think a couple people are catching up that Drew and 3G are going to be here tomorrow because we got a Marcus Oh Shit Friday show and Drew and 3G. I'm going to need to pick up some extra lube. I mean, alcohol.
There you go.
Then John Skippy Halloween bag. He'll be back super chatting up a storm tomorrow. Excited for Drew and 3G.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to help out is to super chat while the guys are here.
Also, it's not illegal to call a gay person a faggot.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So
good to know.
By all means.
Good to know.
My car's not a legal document, but you're more than welcome to.
Dude, I swear to God, if I got hauled into court for something like that, I would pull that card.
Why not?
I would be like, dude, look, I've got friends.
Oh, dude, I say it all the time. I'm like, I'd beat the shit out of a woman, then show up the court and drag, and we could fight double standards all day.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad move.
No.
It's like, dude, I didn't dress like it, but I identified as a woman that way.
I was going to say, if I ever get arrested for anything, I'm going drag.
Yeah.
I'm calling Marina. Marina, I need your fake tits right now.
Yeah. I'm just
the removable ones.
It's Operation Just a Lady.
Operation Just a Lady.
Yeah, I would fucking get. I would. I don't know.
You can buy them on Amazon. They're like $50.
Titties?
Yeah,
I already have some.
There you go.
I would absolutely put into effect Operation Just a Lady.
Oh yeah.
If I got arrested for something bigly and was staring at actual jail time.
Yeah, if you're staring at some actual time. Well,
yeah. You'll be my first call. I'll be like, I need Marina's fucking skirt, bras, lipstick, everything.
I'll vouch for him. Like, he was trans the whole time in the show. He was just scared to tell anyone.
Whole time. Yeah. He was worried he'd be made fun of, which is why
this is such a macho
because they'll
show.
play
It's
this
why he brought
clip.
me up here.
They'll say I'm full of shit, and they'll play this clip in court
this
right
clip
now.
Here, this clip right here right now
This
is
clip
AI.
right now. Well, even if it's not AI, we could say, yeah, Mike went hard in the paint. He was trying to cover for his shame of his trans identity. But he was absolutely, as soon as the mics went off, he whipped off his pants and threw on a pair of panties and some titties. Real heaving
As soon as I leave the house,
titties.
one time I went back in to get my water bottle. He doesn't know I saw him, but
Yeah. He was
as soon as I left.
Yeah, he was shaving his legs immediately. It was crazy.
In the studio? What the fuck?
All right, let's call it a day there. I'm so excited for the draft. I'm excited for tomorrow. And thank you, everybody, for your patience bearing with us. Hope you enjoyed today's show. We'll be back tomorrow, actually, for a Rare Friday show. We'll see you all then.